I remember thinking to myself, wow, maybe this can be some kind of commercial,
Right?
hopefully, maybe a McDonald's commercial. Do you really want to taste it? Fuck yeah, McDonald's.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to Metalcore Nerds, where we combine the worlds of heavy music and pop culture. I'm your host, Sean Mott. Today, I'm talking with a band from Norway. Their new album, Out of the Dark, is coming out February 10th. You might know them as the band behind the extremely catchy Do You Want to Taste It from the intro of the hit HBO Max show, Peacemaker. Today, I'm talking with Augustine from WIG WAM. How you doing, man?
Hello. Hi there.
Very happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
What an awesome
All the way
story
from
you guys have.
Norway to
Yes.
upstate New York.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Two people talking from two different corners of the world
You
about the
know,
same thing.
who would believe? I remember, I was so old. I remember back in the days when we were sending like smoke signals.
Amazing.
Still do.
Amazing. So like I was saying before, you guys have an incredible story in these last few years. And I know before Peacemaker dropped, you guys were dropped by your booking agent like days before
Yeah, yeah.
it came out, right?
We're kind of we're the unluckiest band on earth, and yeah, there's been hard times playing in this band, but we crawl out of our caves and like cockroaches.
Hey, it's
Can't
all
get
it's
rid
all
of
about
us.
enduring and surviving, right? So what was that like? 2 days before, I've read some articles and listened to some interviews with you guys talking about it before, but didn't you kind of guys go like, hey, you should wait a few days before doing this, right?
Yeah. Maybe you should wait a few days before you drop us. I found out that they had dropped us by going into their website, and I didn't see our name. There was something I'm going to pick up there, or something, an address or something,
Wow.
yeah. And I didn't see our photo there, so I sent the agent an email asking, what's up with this? We're not, aren't we a part of your your artist
Right.
anymore? And no, then he had to admit that they had let us go because we we didn't see things the same as they did, because we're a band, we want to play.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to play, so well, that's something strange about that. I told him maybe you should wait a few days. No, nothing to think about. So after the premiere, we were actually without a management. We were pretty much self-managed, and then in the middle of that storm, with the success going on, and constantly on the phone trying to make the right deals with the right companies and stuff like that. So I sent him a mail, after some days, with some clips, from the Rolling Stone magazine, the interview there, and the peaks,
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. And are you sure you don't want to work with this band? I put his boss on copy from Sweden, their mothership.
Wow.
Oh. And he called me like 10 times before I took the phone. And yeah, of course, they wanted to book us. Let's get started right away. And by the way, I, you shouldn't have sent it to my boss. So he was probably pissed. And then
Probably.
after some days, we decided, no, we're not going with you anyway, because you have kind of proved that you can't be trusted. So now we're
Yeah.
with a great company in the U.S., Arm Entertainment.
Awesome.
It's not their fault that the American government has 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 those lines trying to apply for working visas. They have
Yes.
done a good job so far. So we are really looking forward to finally coming down to play, gigs, and be able to um, to plan some more stuff and activities in the US.
Awesome.
That's great, because we never focused on the US before.
Right.
when we had, you know, our peak there in 2005, 2006 and 7, you know, we mainly focused on the home markets and Europe and Japan.
Oh, yes. That makes sense. Awesome. So I want to know, how did the whole deal with the Peacemaker intro happen? Did they reach out to you directly then? Because you said you didn't have management. So obviously no management helped you get
Oh,
it.
this was before. So we had an agent back then and kind
Mhm.
of a management. Yeah, they sent us a mail, some a sync company working with close to the Peacemaker people, you know. So sent us a mail requesting some, you know, stems and, you know, layers for 2 of our songs. Do you want to taste it? And in my dreams, and they wanted to try it out for something that was supposed to be on TV in the US, and we didn't know what to expect. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, maybe this can be some kind of commercial, you know.
Right.
Hopefully, you know, maybe a McDonald's commercial. Do you really want to? Do you really want to taste it? Fuck yeah, McDonald's for you, or something like
Good one.
that. But then they got back to us and told us what this was, and we were like, Peacemaker, what's that?
Right. Yeah.
And
As
then we
most
heard
people.
James Gunn, of course, and John Cena, and you know, the names that we all have heard of, and started to check out, you know, the character in Suicide Squad,
Yep.
and I thought that was a great thing to be a part of, but nobody could foresee what kind of impact this would have on the band, or on, you know, for HBO Max.
Right.
It became pretty
Big hit.
popular.
Yeah. Especially the intro. That was
Yeah,
it goes under the category of never skip,
yeah, that's cool.
which is a very high class caliber of intros for shows. Because a lot of people are like, skip it. But this is an instant non-skip. Not just because the song is catchy, also the dance with the
The whole
song
thing,
is
you know, it's
incredible. It's so good.
so our record company wanted us to suddenly do this TikTok stuff. You know, you're dealing with dinosaurs. We're dinosaurs. We're old. We were old rockers. You know, I've been asked like 7 times in Norway to participate in this program called "So You Think You Can Dance," where you
Oh
have like,
my god.
yeah, celebrities dancing. You know, and
Yes.
no, I'm not a dancer. You know, if I wanted to dance, I probably would have been dancing and been a dancer. But I'm a musician. That's what I want to do. So, and you know, the record company wanted us to post us dancing. It's like, I mean, we can't do that. Let the fans do that.
Oh
The
man.
Peacemaker fans.
That's amazing. I kind of would have loved to see that video though. That'd be pretty great.
Oh, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
That'd be really great. So obviously the show comes out, everyone loves this song, probably a lot of people hearing it for the first time and looking up like, who does this song, I need to listen to. And it was featured in a very prominent action scene in the finale too,
Yeah, yeah,
which was really cool. The more of the song than just, you know, like the that you hear in the intro.
yeah. That's
So
awesome.
how does the massive success of Peacemaker affect your guys' career?
Of course, for one, of course, there's some money involved in a sync like that, so it means that
True.
um, it allows to have a bit more freedom. Of course, you don't need to play every weekend.
Right, right.
You can actually say, no, I'm actually gonna have 1 weekend off. But of course, it opened up a brand new market to the band. We
Yes.
never played in the US before, and like 99.9% of the American population didn't know about WIG WAM being a band. You know, you all think about a tent or something when you're WIG WAM. But you know, and being a real band with a history and a back catalog and a pretty new album that was out. We had just had our comeback, so we were up and rolling, and so this was like the perfect timing for the band. The only bad timing was that I wish it would have been now, because now it's easier to go out on tour, except for the
Right.
lines at the visa department, of course. But but back then, a year from now, a year ago, it was still hard to book tours because
Right.
everything was already packed and full, and everything had been postponed.
Yep.
But of course, it has made us make yet another album, and we're ready for our first American tour.
So yeah, I want to talk about the new album, Out of the Dark. It's coming out February 10th. Tell me a little bit more about that album and what we can expect from it.
Pretty much a continuation of where we left off with Never Say Die, because when we wrote Never Say Die and recorded that album, as soon as we were finished with it and had it all mixed, I talked to Tron, the guitar player, and we agreed that we were in such a we had such a great time, and there was something about the whole situation about our writing together, and so we just continued where we left off, and just focusing on new songs. And the first song that we wrote was actually the title track of the new album, Out of the Dark, and it came very naturally, and it came off a conversation. When you get older, you talk more, and you have the communication is much better. We're much better friends now than
Right.
before, and we talk about personal stuff, and we open up a bit more. So we talked about him getting out of his relationship, and focusing on the positive things, and so the line, Out of the Dark, just came naturally when we were writing the song. And then we happened to know someone who's been in a domestic violent relationship, and so we dramatized the story a bit.
Hmm. That's a nice message to send, I like the symbolism of that for sure, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, get out of there. I mean, eh, if your relationship sucks and you have worked hard to try to make it survive, and for some reasons it's killing you, get out of there. And I mean, life is too short to go around for
Yeah.
years having a bad time. Try to tell my friend that for years he should really get out. And when he's looking back at that now, years after, he's lost so many good years of his life being miserable, and it's not worth it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's, we only got a short time on this big old rock.
Yeah.
You gotta spend it wisely, doing what you love for sure. Did you watch Peacemaker, the whole series?
Oh yeah, I watched it, and I loved it. It was,
Awesome.
I've been watching, some, the typical comic stuff, the heroes stuff. This has got so much humor in it. It really talked to me, because it was more like the humor thing, the all the tongue-in-cheek humor there. So I really loved it, man.
That's
Great.
James Gunn for you. He's
Eagly, I
great.
love Eagly.
Yeah. Oh, Eagly's the best.
We love Eagly so much. We even put him on a T-shirt. We
Yes.
have our own Eagly T-shirt. Yeah.
That's
do you
incredible.
do you want to taste it?
That's the best merch idea ever. That's great. Yeah, Eagly's awesome. But yeah, that's James Gunn for you. He has
Eagly's
great humor, great dialogue. He always has, and then he always just knows how to get you emotionally too. That's what I love about him.
yeah,
He has
yeah,
like
yeah.
all facets of like the emotional spectrum. You know what I mean?
And he has great taste of music, right?
The best. That dude has the best soundtracks and needle drops
Yeah,
in movies, not even just comic book movies.
but
That
it's
dude has an eye
it's awesome.
for music.
Crossing our fingers now for the season 2. Hopefully there will be
Yeah.
some more Wig WAM songs on it. We haven't heard much lately, but we have sent a lot of songs, and we've been in direct contact with some of the sync people over there. So
Cool.
we have even sent songs that we didn't use for this album. We thought
Oh,
some of the songs were too good for the album, so we sent it to the sync guys.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping for you guys too for season 2. That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. So what can we expect you guys from the future, other than I know you guys are coming to America here soon, but what else does Wigwam have in store?
First of all, now we're gonna release a brand new album, and we're coming to America, like you said, and we are right now about to embark on our first club tour in Norway since 2010.
Wow.
And I know there will be. We'll hope to have another tour in Japan and in Europe. So we're talking about lots of stuff.
Cool.
And we don't know when the next album after this one will be, because we are we are actually we have just fulfilled our contract with Frontier, so this will be the last album with Frontiers, Out of the Dark. um, because when we got together we had kind of a short window, time.
Mm.
We gave it like 2, possibly 3 years, because we just wanted to get back together again, and we were all having our own different projects. I mean, Tron has his Dracula stuff. I have Ammunition and my solo things, and I also do vocals for John Norum, the guitar player of Europe, and there's a lot of things to be done, a lot of things that you
Yeah.
want to do. And I also I'm a songwriter for a company here in Norway called Arctic Rights. So
Awesome.
I have a lot of songs to write for, not only for me, but in all different genres.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. And also when you get older, you tend to relax a bit more and enjoy life more. I mean, I'm not the person that I was when I was 36, when everything, the only thing that mattered was my career, and uh, you know um, uh, that was the main focus. Now my main focus is to have a good life, and one of the things about life that I love is making music and traveling and touring, of course. But there are
Right.
other aspects to life as well. I live now up pretty north up in Norway, and we have lots of forests and the wild landscape up here. Just got a
Yeah.
dog, and probably gonna take up hunting. I've never been a
Oh,
hunter, but something about the nature and what it gives you, and things that I missed in my life. Being a musician full time, I never had kind of a social life outside of uh, the guys in the band and the crew. Uh, I used to be married when we had the first round with Wigwam. I'm newlywed now, but I had this two completely different stories. Back then, I
yeah.
was completely, my head was only spinning around the career, and because when you see your dream come true, and finally this is what you've been working for, when you've achieved that and you finally found your place in life, it's much easier to see the whole picture, and
Yeah.
everything feels much better. And like I said, with the social life, now I actually have the benefit of having friends that will just come around and, hey, back then I would be stuck in my office or in my studio saying, I can't do that now, can't do that now. So people stopped visiting me because they knew there was never a good time to visit me, because I was always busy. Now I would just turn off the computer and say, hey, let's grab a bottle of wine.
Right. Yes. That's very important. Very important to enjoy life,
It's
enjoy the
important
friends.
because it
Yeah.
gives it will reload your batteries, and you don't feel like you're working, and you don't feel sorry for yourself.
Yep.
I have to sit down here.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to enjoy what you do and enjoy the time outside of that too. 100%. That's
Yeah,
awesome. I'm glad to hear everything's turning
absolutely.
around for you personally and the band. And thank you so much for taking time to talk with me today.
Thank you for having me. See you in the US, and hopefully we'll come to New York as well. You only
Yeah.
have 4 hours drive.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see you guys. That'd be amazing.